J.O. on the beat.
What's up, everybody? I'm James.
I'm Marcellus.
And this is a Kickback. On this episode, we welcome the homie Paul from Wormhole Audio. What's up, man?
Just chilling.
What's going down?
So,
Not much.
before we
get shit figured out.
Yeah.
Right.
Before we get into it, I'm gonna do the whole. We're gonna set the vibe, get it right, and I'm just gonna make it pretty quick. Our set the vibe moment comes for our partner. ItsTheWhittleThings on Instagram and Facebook. Like her page, check her out. She posts motivational stuff, reviews on marijuana, and little segments that are very personable, but they help you reflect. But this quote is expect nothing, appreciate everything. I chose that one because that's me. You can't really expect people to always be there for you or to do things, like, especially as a concert host. Like, I don't know, people just, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta appreciate the little things or stuff like that. But yeah, so that's why I chose that. But we'll just get right into it. We're here with Paul today. He actually works with us. He heard about us through our last showcase, and then from there we kind of linked up and we talked and networked. And so what he does for Good Vibes M.I edition is he is our sound engineer, like our go-to. But he's also has his own in-home studio sessions that we've partnered with him with. So if you need studio time, we got you.
Hit him up. Hit us up.
And he also is very creative as far as videography and editing videos to make just mashups and recaps and stuff like that. He's been working on some projects for us as well. So that's a slight introduction for Paul, but I guess I'll let him kind of tell you about everything else. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just been hanging out, working. Pretty much the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah.
The COVID, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Man, I'm stuck in the house now with that shit, man.
Oh, you got the Rona?
My wife does, so I'm in quarantine
gotcha.
for 10 days. Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I did my time back in like November last year.
Free me. T-shirt.
I feel that. So, Paul, kind of tell us how you got started with music. Like, what led you down this path of music and just, becoming a sound engineer, and also what else you do, because you also do live events too, similar, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a culmination. I really am a product of my life, I guess. My dad was really musical. My mom was really musical. Both my sides of my family are really musical in general. So I started taking piano lessons when I was I don't know, probably 8 years old or something. I played piano lessons for a couple years, and I got okay at it, but I just didn't really like it. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to quit, and my mom would never let me quit, and it got to the point where I absolutely hated it.
Dang.
I hated it. And I was like, this is absolutely horrible. I hated it. I just did it because my mom made me, and there was nothing I could do about it. So fifth grade comes around, and at my school back then, that's when you could start band. And my mom's like, you can quit piano lessons if you take band. I was like, don't get me out of the piano lessons. I'll do it. So I signed up for band or whatever. And one of the first things you did was you would try out the instruments to see which one you liked.
Yeah.
And I remember, dude, I killed it. I did better than almost all the other kids on the drumming thing, and that's really what I wanted to do. But she told me she thought that I sounded really good on the trombone and stuff, and that we needed some low-end brass players to help fill out the band.
Dang.
So I was like, okay, I'll do that. Whatever. Looking back in hindsight, was absolute bullshit of her as a teacher to do that, because really she should be fostering what we wanted to do and talent rather than fill out the low end brass section of her fucking band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up playing trombone. It was okay, whatever. I was first chair.
Yeah, no big
Trombone,
deal. No big
is
deal.
trombone the really big one? Like,
It's the one with the slidey thing. Whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I
hell
think you
no.
talking about the French horn. That one circles.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
French horn. I would have rather played French horn, to be honest. Yeah, I ended up playing trombone, and I was first chair, but like I ended up hating it, and I just sort of. It's basically like I just stopped caring. Once I started hating it, I just stopped trying to do good because I didn't care.
Yeah.
And so, mom made me stay in band until I was old enough to where I just didn't care what my mom said. My sophomore year, whenever I was registering for my classes,
Here, here.
I just didn't sign up for band again. I was like, I'm not fucking doing it. I really don't care. She's not here to do anything, and what the fuck is she gonna do about it? I'm 16 years old. Like I have to go to school. At, like, oh, she could
Yeah.
take away my Xbox or make me stay home.
I'm
really don't give a
grown.
fuck. I hate man. Too bad. Yeah.
He put his foot down. He said, "Fuck that."
And I started working and stuff, and there was no way I could do it anyway. I started working too much. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I started, and that was pretty much. And I started playing bass guitar at some point in the middle of that. I can't remember when. I was about 14 when I started playing bass guitar, and that was something I really enjoyed doing. I started taking bass lessons on the side,
Hmm.
and I really enjoyed that. The lessons were pretty lame, but like I loved my guitar. I loved my amp setup. I played like metal and rock stuff. And it
Okay.
was really fun.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And then I kind of got out of that when I started working all the time. I had a kid like my late into my junior year, so I started pretty much just working, school, and kid. Pretty much got out of music for the most part entirely outside of listening to it. And then my senior year, I remember exactly what started the whole fucking thing, to be honest with you.
Let's hear it.
Skrillex dropped Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I was like, someone showed it to me, and I was like, this is pretty interesting. I've never heard music that's just like noises and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw a video of, I'm sure you've probably seen them, where those people go crazy with those little, like the pad things, the NPC pads where they have all the sounds on them, and they press all the buttons and make all the dubstep noises. And I was like, that's how they make that? That is crazy. No way. I was like, that looks really fun and sick. I want to try to do that. So I started looking into it, found out that's not how you do it at all. You have to download like recording software and like literally write the music on this digital DAW, which was FL Studio basically. And it basically became a little challenge to myself. And by the time I got around to like downloading it onto a computer, I was like 19 or 20 or 21. And I just downloaded it, and I cut a bunch of habits out of my life so I could save money. And I was really proud of myself for that, to be honest. I got rid of a lot of vices and saved a lot of money.
That's a good step. That's a good step to take.
Yeah, I cut a lot of things out just so I could save and get studio equipment. So I saved enough money to get an audio interface, a set of monitors, a microphone, and a MIDI keyboard. And then I started looking for tutorials on YouTube of how to do shit. And I found this awesome tutorial series by a guy named Seamless. I owe probably almost everything I know about audio engineering to Seamless R on YouTube.
Shout out.
Shout out Seamless R. I've messaged him and told him this, and he's like, wow, if what you're telling me is the truth and not a lie, like, I'm so happy for you.
His name's hard. Seamless R. It's tight.
It's really just Seamless. The R is silent. It's just like, I just put the R on there, so if someone tried to search it, they would like be able to.
They have to know it's there.
I learned all my fundamentals from him and shit like that.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I started making dubstep and shit, and yeah, I started trying to make dubstep, and eventually I started like releasing stuff on SoundCloud, and I started making a page, and then I started inevitably learning about like how to get people. I was like, okay, I'm making this music. How do I get people to see it? Like,
yeah.
You know, like,
You gotta put the name out
so I
there.
started looking up marketing and stuff, and then I learned about Facebook and how they restrict your posting. So I've been one thing I've been doing is navigating the Facebook algorithm almost since day one.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that for a couple years. I played a few shows down in St. Louis that were super good. My first show was at there's always a lot of memes about like when you're early in your career playing bad shows, but like my first couple shows were actually super badass.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I got really fortunate in that sense.
That's awesome.
What were you doing at these shows? Were you just performing?
Yeah, performing in that scene, the dubstep scene, is literally just like DJing.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some
don't
people
know.
who take it to the next level and like do all kinds of crazy stuff, but majority of people just DJ. And the thing that started coming about in the community, because obviously DJing kind of doesn't really lead for a super crazy performance. I think that's why there's a lot of drugs in that scene, to be honest. But yeah, but a lot of they brought excitement into it by playing. Okay, so like the live aspect of it would be them doing it live in front of you and creating something that you had never heard really before.
Yeah.
So they kind of capture that aspect in a different way by they all have like this underground producer network of people who exchange unreleased songs. So they have loads of unreleased, unheard shit that they play live. So you almost get that experience because when you see all those really heavy, those particular genre of artists that I was making and listening to live, you get to hear a ton of unreleased stuff that they're circulating, and a lot of it is stuff that they just never released because that's what it's for.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea too.
Yeah. So feel a part of that moment. With the artist.
And then a lot of artists always kind of have it hard as far as making money goes. So a lot of artists in that scene got to where they would sell what they called dub packs, and they would just sell packs of songs, 5 songs unreleased, like not released publicly. You get 5 songs for 50. I mean, I guess it's essentially an album, but really they were just selling songs to other producers to play live. Basically, they're not supposed to share them. It's supposed to be like a personal dub pack for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, that's what's up. So you went from band from playing piano to band to bass, finishing in band to dubstep. What made you go to sound engineering from dubstep? Like what was your exit from the I guess not exit or temporary leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an overlap period where I was doing both. And I gradually faded out of the dubstep production because learning engineering and stuff was just part of learning production as far as making dubstep and stuff goes.
Okay.
Because like I had like EQs, you have to know all the same tools and a lot of the same techniques apply when you're making and mixing dubstep and mastering that as it does with other types of music. And before I had started like doing live sound, I had already realized that I kind of had a particular ear for mastering because I started mastering for myself at a very early, like my second or third song that I made, because I paid someone $20 to do a master for me, and they sent it back to me, and then I did one myself because I was like, I think I can do better, and I literally did better. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing my own from now on, since I just wasted $20 on one that sounds like shit, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really have a huge fan base anyway. And, I knew that I was pretty self-aware, and I was comparing my stuff. A lot of people say don't compare your shit, but like I can do it in a constructive way.
Yeah.
So I was comparing my stuff to other things, and I was like, this is presentable. I don't need anyone else to mix and master this, and that's how I started mixing and mastering, was just doing my own stuff.
That's good.
And that's how I started getting into marketing and everything, basically, was trying to learn how to navigate the scene for myself.
That's what's up. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I guess I didn't even answer your question of how I got into doing live sound and stuff.
I was going to reiterate that.
Yeah, my bad. So I went to college. Someone I was in band with, actually. His name's Cole Hall. We were never really friends in high school. We never really had anything against each other. We just had like different friend groups and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out at his house one time, and he was telling me he worked for a sound company, and he was like, "Yeah, we're always like looking for people who are worth a shit because we get people here and there, but we usually don't get like people who are into sound. We usually get just people who are there for general labor." And I was like, "Oh, well, like I know how to use EQs and compressors, and like I know general audio basics from doing my stuff, so like I'll come out and give it a whirl." So I started, and I met the boss, and he's like super awesome. Shout out Charlie. Shout out Golden Road Productions.
Shout out Charlie.
Yeah, dude. Charlie Chuck, the silverback possum.
No, that's what's up. So how long have you been doing that then? Do you like doing that?
Um, I like certain aspects of it. Like um, we're in this really weird like mid tier.
Uh,
We're in like the lower upper tier of productions. So like a lot of times we do like really big shows, but we still get kind of shit on as far as like workload and
mm,
stuff like that. Like a lot of times we don't stuff isn't done by contract, so we end up not getting the extra help that we were supposed to get and stuff like that. But like overall, I enjoy it. I've learned an insane amount from mixing live shows and working with artists live and that's one thing that I've always thought was a value to me was that I've been in the scene in the live touring setting as an artist.
yeah.
I've been in the marketing scene as an artist. I've been in all the scene. I've been in everybody's shoes already.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can relate on most levels when it comes to just trying to get points across and trying to think in other shoes. I went off the rails. Where are we going?
No, you're
No,
fine.
you good, bro.
You're just
I forgot
answering
where we were going though.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
no.
what the question was.
You're just
We all over the place. It's all good.
yeah, we just asked how you kind of got to where you are
Yeah.
as far as working on live shows and stuff like that. So, I guess we can move on to like so what exactly went into you hearing about us and what we kind of do and what we have going on.
So I'm
How'd you
always
hear
like,
about the game?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always looking for like, when, ever since I've gotten into the music scene, I've realized how pretty barren it is around the Midwest in general as far as like interest in live music and recorded music and original music and stuff like that. So I'm always looking for like-minded individuals, always looking for people to work with, and just like I've always, ever since I've learned to just tap into the marketing mindset, I've been trying to build my network. So I've just been always looking for people around me who are like into music and into live music and just stuff like that. And I found Cody J on Facebook. I have no idea how. Don't remember. Somehow I saw Cody J on Facebook. Maybe it was in a Facebook group. I shared something. But I started following Cody J, and I saw that he shared a thing where him and his dad did the sound for your show. And I was like, this looks epic. This happened in Quincy, and I knew nothing about it. How?
Appreciate that.
Hey, we doing things, baby. We doing things.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, no, it looks sick, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I was like, there's a hip hop scene that's closer than Springfield.
Yeah.
There's a scene in. I thought there was no music scene in Quincy. I'm not gonna lie. I've been saying it my whole life. Quincy's dead. Quincy sucks ass. There's no music in Quincy. For as big as Quincy is, there's not shit to do there.
Yeah, no, I mean, all right, so I guess
Well, it's 50-50, I'll say.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of egos here.
That's the key. That's the key thing.
That's been a huge. There's been people who've seen success and their team switch on them. There's people like they got a taste of it, and their team switch on them completely to where they can't even ride that anymore. They can't even ride that high anymore. If I get to open for a major, and I shoot up to 15,000 fans, now everybody's charging me for stuff, and it's like, well, y'all was gonna come with me, like, but now I have to pay you. Like, I thought this is that's happened more times than I can count.
Damn, yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
It
dude.
just happened.
Yeah, it's crazy, and yeah, but there's like, and since I've started, I mean, and you know this because I talk to you almost every day as well. There's artists coming out of the fucking, they're just walking out of the fucking woods, bro. Like, and they're talented.
Literally.
They have a sound, like they're really good. So
They just need to be heard. That's all.
yeah,
It's super interesting that I can't remember why, but I was like looking semi recently. Like, I feel like there's a West Coast hip hop sound a lot of times, and there's always an identifiable sound. I feel like regionally in music, not always, but a lot of times. and I was looking up. I was like, okay, so I'm up. Like, people tell me I have an accent when I go to my. Basically, I wouldn't know what Illinois hip hop sounds like because I'm from Illinois. You know, I'm
Yeah.
what is the signature Illinois hip hop thing? What is the Midwest hip hop thing like? What do we sound like? Because we are us. We don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I was looking for it, and there isn't really. That's the thing about Midwest hip hop is that there's not really a
Yeah.
sound, and that there's so much of a variety, and I just think that's so cool.
Yeah. It's great. Like you get the drill, you get the melodic, you get
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
R
there's
and
so much
B.
of everything.
What
Yeah.
a perfect melting pot, you know, because you're right in the center of everything.
Yeah, and it totally makes sense when you put it that way. I've never even thought about it like
Yeah.
that. It does make sense in the center.
Yeah.
So everything comes together there. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, it is a little bit of everything.
So Paul, being that you were an artist and now you're in the marketing scene, which foot would you rather have in? You know, like which side do you prefer, as opposed to being an artist or to where you're at now, a sound engineer?
Um, I feel like it's the same world almost. It's hard to, like, if you're an artist, you're in marketing. Like,
Very true.
At least you'd hope. You'd hope so.
yeah, I mean, like, unless you're just hiring someone to do it, if you have, like, the thing of it is, I feel like if you have money to hire people from the start, then you're already good. Like, you don't need me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got money to just throw at stuff like that, then you don't need people like me. You
Yeah.
can literally just buy your way in.
Well, I disagree. I think they need people like us more so than they need the person they're throwing the money at.
Oh, I think you're right, but
Yeah, but let's be real. Like they're not gonna.
You're not thinking about
it's
that.
it's hard to explain, I guess.
They would rather have the easy route instead of learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 I get that. So what
I
are?
feel like a lot of people are looking for shortcuts, I guess.
Oh yeah. So with that coming up, like since people are looking for shortcuts, so you're not someone that really like took any. What it keeps you like going? Why are you dedicated to it?
My thing is that, like, my just outlook on life is that I'm limited to this certain amount of time I have left, so a shitload of that time is taken up sleeping.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Some of that time is spent working, and then the rest of that is whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't really do a whole lot about the sleeping. That actually, I kind of have a motto: you spend a lot of time sleeping, so have a nice mattress. You spend a lot of time on your feet, so have nice shoes.
That's dope too. That's so
That's
yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
Bar. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
use
so,
that.
like, I've worked a lot of jobs, and I've worked jobs where I've made lots of money, and I've worked jobs where I've made a little bit of money, and throughout all those jobs, I've noticed that I can't really be happy when there's something I'd rather be doing. So I have to find a way to make money doing something when there's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
Yeah, preach. I respect that. 100%.
Yeah, you hit the nerve on that one.
Yeah, I just can't, like, I tried, dude. Like, I had lots of jobs. I had jobs that were easy labor and, like, made me a lot of money. I had jobs that were hard, and I had jobs that were fulfilling, and, like, I had jobs that were lame.
Yeah.
But regardless of how much money I made, it didn't really matter. They were always lame when like, I didn't want to be at work. There's something else I'd rather be doing. So.
Yeah, hell yes.
So when you're working on music, that's there. You don't get that feeling really.
Okay, so, like, have you ever heard of the flow state?
Yeah.
No.
Whenever I hit the flow state, dude, that's the magic. Like, whenever anything that puts me in the flow state, if I can make money doing that, and mixing music puts me in the flow state. Yeah, when I'm working on music in my DAW, like, boom, time's gone. I'm just in it. I'm like,
Celis, it's like in Soul where they find their thing, and they get lost in it, and they're just that's kind of what he's referring to.
Shout out to Jamie Foxx. He's one of glory to that.
yeah, I feel like it's just like complete separation from everything else. It's just like I I am not Paul. I am mixing the song.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I 100% get that. I was working on concert stuff, and I was locked in. Like it was like an hour and a half went by. I was like, shit. I was like, hey, that felt really good. Like that
Getting
just
into
felt
that,
really
man, is
good.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
Hitting that
I
sweet
feel
spot
that.
where you're just like moving almost mechanically, and time is just getting lost. It's like, it, it's hard to beat that in my opinion because
Yeah.
you're just living in the moment.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. So I get
Sounds cliche, but yeah, that's it for me.
nah. Hey, Soul dropped at the perfect time because that's like the best way to explain it. That feeling.
I gotta rewatch it again, man. Well, it was a great movie, but I need to feel it. I need to
Yeah.
feel it.
Oh,
Okay,
my
like,
daughter
yeah.
turns it on. My daughter will point to it and be like, "Soul."
I've never seen it. Sounds like I should watch it.
Really?
No,
No, it's
you need to check that out. You need to check that out.
yeah, it's worth it. It's a good watch.
For
This
sure.
this guy dies and he's like,
Don't tell him the movie, now.
all right. I was gonna get. He just spends times looking for his purpose, and it's a good watch. I would
Okay.
recommend it really is like more of an like an adult like teenage movie,
Yeah.
but my fucking 3-year-old like chooses to watch it. And she'll watch it and she'll sit there and it's you'll see. Definitely
Yeah.
recommend though.
I'll
So
definitely check it out.
you
So
also go ahead, Zealous.
I was just gonna ask him, like, what are some things that he's working on, like right now? Like, I know you got a lot of videos and mixes coming up lately. I just wonder what's new, what's popping.
Well, we got the Jaron Benton show coming up on March 29th, so I'm working on
And
some promo stuff for that.
Appreciate you.
We're gonna be dropping hopefully multiple videos that we can drop for that.
Yeah.
I'm working on a recap video from that sick Montana 300 show that you guys did before I was linked up with you. That
Appreciate
looked
you.
absolutely sick.
Hey,
Uh,
you gotta see me that part, that the intro.
oh, I know exactly what part you're talking about. I totally will.
Yeah, you gotta see me that. That's
Yeah, I will.
No, that's what's up.
Uh,
So he brings up your videography that you're working on it. So what you've always been on the engineering side, like you're also on the videography side, and you've shot a couple with one of the artists that you partner with, Jack Derula, sorry. Um, so how did that kind of transpire? Were you just like one day like, fuck it, I'll try it, or were you like, this is something you wanted to do?
well, it started before I got linked up with Yak. Actually,
Oh, okay.
I was working with Young Death at the time. Shout
Mm.
out Young
Young
Death.
Death.
We've been working together. We're day one A1s, Obituary Gang. Shout out.
That's hard.
No, that's his gang. It's
Young
hard. We
Death
have a sick
Obituary
tag for it.
Gang.
No, bro, we
Yeah.
have a tag for it. It's so hard. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, I gotta hear that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Obituary
But
gang. That's hard.
I've been trying to do like I was trying to help him just with promotion stuff, just because I'm like into it. Like I kind of faded out of being an artist and got into mixing and mastering, and I just started wanting to work with all types of music after that. After
Yeah.
I got out of dubstep, I wanted to work with hip hop, metal. I still want to work with all genres of music. But
Right,
so I
right.
started linking up with him just because he was a local. We went to the same school. We're from the same county, so like we're in like hillbilly county, not hillbilly, but like pretty
No,
rural
you right,
county.
you right.
Yeah. And so like finding someone else that's even like down to record music is pretty freaking rare. Let alone like someone who's just we click really well. Let alone someone who works as well as me and him do together.
Yeah.
So he's not the first person I worked with, but he's the first person I worked with super consistently.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wanted to make a promo piece for him, and I wanted to do an interview because I was watching some interviews. I was like, and I was locked in, dude. I was like, this is really good content. I really like this. We should make one of these for Young Death. And so I started thinking of some questions, and I started wanting to set up an interview to do with Young Death, basically. And I was looking up how to video an interview, basically, because I was like, every hobby I've learned so far, there's always something I don't think about at first. So I'm just gonna look it up from the very get-go. I was like, how to film an interview, and I learned about framing.
Yeah.
So I just started learning about framing and how to frame videos so like the subject looks the best and where they're positioned in the frame. And we filmed the interview. It was a standstill shot. It wasn't anything crazy, but I got the framing pretty damn good, I think. And I was like, all right, like that was turned out pretty sick. And I started looking up music videos and stuff, and I was like, I bet I could do a music video.
Yeah.
And then Yak was splitting up with his label sometime at some other point. I don't really know exactly what happened with that, but he started coming around here, and he was talking with Young Death, and he was like, yo, I'm back around Pike County. Who's your studio? Like, who are you working with? And he told him, and he sent him his music, and he told me he wanted to come through, so I was like, come through, let's see if we vibe, let's check some shit out.
Yeah.
And so we made a song, and we started working together ever since then, pretty much, because, again, from the same county. We didn't go to the same school. He's a bit younger than me, and he was going to a different school, but you know, it's still from the same county. Pretty rare to find someone to make music with. And he was Young Death's always down to do a music video, but he just the way shit fell into place. Yak ended up getting the music video done first, so yeah, he was like, let's do it, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And we basically did a run and gun music video. He's like, let's just go to the park in town. I was like, sounds pretty lame, but I mean, that's what you want to do.
We'll make the most of it.
Yeah, and so I went, and like, it ended up going super well. We got all these super sick shots. The lighting was going down. We had golden hour lighting, which I learned about on YouTube when I was looking up videography stuff.
Can you speak on that? What's golden hour lighting? What's that?
Okay, like, so when you're doing outdoor videography, often like lighting is horrible outside.
Right.
It's just way too bright. Golden hour is the hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset. Those two times are when natural lighting is absolutely like mint for taking videos and like for cinematic lighting and just good lighting in general for videos. Videos and stuff. So yeah, we hit golden hour accidentally at the park, and there was leaves everywhere, and it was fall, and the colors were super bright, and I got a new phone because when I upgraded my phone, I was like, I'm going to be doing music videos, I'm going to be doing a lot of business, like I know I'm going to be doing business on my phone, I want to get a really good phone. So it turns out I got a really good camera on my phone, and it just ended up going super well. And yeah, it just snowballed off of that basically.
Yeah, because your shots are in 4K too, so
yeah, I seen that one video. It was hard.
Yeah, I think that was that first one. Yeah, I think it turned out really well, you know, especially for being one of your earlier pieces of work.
It's definitely, I feel like I'm definitely improving with every video. It's just I'm always learning tips and tricks. Like on the first video, I actually I don't need to talk about what I think's wrong with it because then other people know.
Yeah, that's when they'll pick up. But I mean, at least you know you.
Yeah.
You the right choice making
exactly. Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to improve every project I do, basically, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. That's awesome. So right now you're currently like a sound engineer and a videographer. Now, would you ever go back to performing, or at least right now?
Performing maybe not, but creating definitely.
Yeah.
Performing is not. I'm a father, so performing, like, you know, I'm not really into like half-assing stuff. So if I can't go on tour, you know, for me, performing's not something that I can really get super invested in. As far as like, I don't know. I guess I could, but if stuff came easily, I wouldn't turn it down. But like, I feel like grinding. Like, I would love to start a band, but like I can't really find the motivation to grind, knowing that I would never actually be able to tour to promote stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I respect that.
Or at least at this point in my life, you know, maybe once the kids are older, since I had kids when I was young, so I'm fortunate in that aspect, I suppose. Once they're older, I'll still have a lot of time left on the clock to where I can do stuff like that, but...
Yeah. Because the bands here don't really go away, so...
Yeah, exactly, and like, especially in the metal scene, which is what I'm really, like, I would love to write some metal, and like, as far in the metal scene, like, they really don't care if you're young or old. Like, it's really,
that's very
really
true.
Pure in that sense. The metal scene, like, they just pretty much care about the music. They don't care if you're like a hairy old man or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of my favorite bands are hairy old men. Like, I don't care. I just care about the riffs.
I feel that.
I feel that. What's that dude named Bono? He's still touring. He's in his 80s, ain't he?
Who is it?
Bono. What's the Rolling Stones name?
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
That nigga look like he need an oxygen tank. He's still on stage.
Right?
So, I guess, what's been like your favorite thing that's happened so far on your musical journey? You can speak on each stage if you want. I'm just very curious.
Okay. I'll break it down stage by stage just to have more points to talk on, and then
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up overall after that.
Go ahead.
So when I was producing music, whenever I was the earliest point, my favorite point was when I picked up a bass and I was detasseling corn for Burris. Do you guys know what detasseling corn is?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. I didn't know if they do that over in Quincy or not.
Oh, we didn't do that.
Hell yeah, bro.
They like send a bus. At least in Jacksonville, they send a fucking
shit.
bus.
100%. So I detasseled corn.
Oh no.
Hell yeah, bro. I did that shit before I was old enough to have a real job when I was like 14, 15. And my parents took me to the bus super in the morning. But yeah, I spent my paychecks on music gear basically. My first year I bought my bass. Second year I had a little practice amp that I played through. Second year I bought a badass amp setup. I mean, it's not badass in retrospect, but like it was pretty sick, honestly.
Yeah, for a 14, 15-year-old, yeah.
Yeah. That amp fucking ripped. And I had a sick amp, and just, dude, I remember the first time I loved my bass guitar, and thinking back, it was a great bass. The setup I have, I remember first time I was happy with my playing level at the time. I was like, man, I'm coming along good. I'm learning fast. I love my guitar. I love my amp. This is fucking sick. I was just content. I was just content with my creative self in that moment.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I remember that. And then after that, probably once when I started making dubstep and shit. Is it okay if I swear a lot?
Yeah, that's fine. Like we normally like drink and stuff. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I normally swear a shitload.
No, it's a kickback. Like it's supposed to be just us kicking it type of thing. So yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, dope. So dubstep shit. I got my strategy for getting bookings whenever I was playing, I was like, I was in the scene long enough to know, I don't know, I just had more common sense than half the people I see, I guess, basically, for some reason. And I just didn't want to message people and be like, will you book me? So I was like, okay, so I found out who did the bookings, and I found out who ran the promoter at the place I wanted to book me, and I was like, okay.
Yes.
And I found out the scene they were involved in. I went to a couple shows.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. And then I found out they were from St. Louis, and I found out there was some dubstep St. Louis Facebook groups, and I was in them, and I saw that the promoter, rest in peace, Mama Bear.
Rest in peace.
I saw that she was in the group, and I just knew, I was like, I'll post my music in there. Like, I'm just going to try to be a part of the scene that I want to be in. And I started posting my music in there. I started making some mixes, and I posted the music that I made in there, and eventually they reached out to me. And I got a booking there, and the first show I played was fucking crazy. Like, the place was packed, and it was gnarly, and I was just like, I just remember in that moment, I was like, holy shit, like, I'm really out here doing it. Like, I don't have a big fan base, but, like, there's people here who are actually here to see me, and, like, they're fucking hyped, and the room's going crazy, and there's people on the internet who I don't know who like my music. Like, this is pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's not like, big success, but, like, I was like, I'm
no, dude, that's huge.
About where it's at right now.
Be proud of your W.
That's great that you said all that, because, what you pretty much did was networking. You put yourself out there. You were in the groups. So that's pretty cool that you say all that.
And that's actually like best practices too. That's best practice. Like, because as a promoter, how the fuck do I do this job? I obviously look up stuff and like that, and that's like best practices. I come over articles on how artists should approach that situation, and like everything you did is what they recommend. They don't recommend just reaching out like, hey, can I get? They don't recommend that at all. They recommend like first like being a fan of what that person is doing. So
I usually don't bring up my music career as far as like when I'm talking about marketing and stuff with people, because the first thing people asked for was success and numbers. And
Yeah.
I didn't really have a lot of that on paper, so I can't really say this worked for me because people can be like, oh, well, no, it didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like I tend to not bring up my own music career, but like I know some things that really work for me, and I try to apply those to people that I'm trying to help as far as launching their stuff.
Yeah, cause we're a student of the game, like, so, cause I know how much you like research and look into stuff as well as myself. So, I everything you say, I always take it in, or every video you send me, I always watch it, cause I know you wouldn't send it to me if it was pointless.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's how, dude. I was talking to you about him earlier. Sydney Mays, bro. That kid is a sponge for marketing material.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
That's
definitely
all.
gonna have to talk about him later. Shout out Sydney Mays. He's
Yeah.
dropping a new album soon. Look him up.
Got you, Sydney Mays. Yeah.
Sydney Mays.
So, I'll speak a little bit on my relationship with you now. So when we met and introduced, like, we got introduced to each other, we kind of just like, I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna hit the ground running. I said 2021. So like you've been getting more artists in your catalog for mixing and stuff like that, and are you hoping to build, like, once the Rona's over and people are like ready? Are you hoping to like shoot more videos and stuff, or like what? Yeah, go ahead.
What's my? I was gonna say, really, what I'm just trying to do right now is build my tool set, I guess I should say, because I want to be valuable in multiple ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I can shoot videos and if I can do mixing and mastering, I'll be very valuable in the music scene and I'll be very employable.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's true, because
uh,
you also have
I can
live.
do live sound. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do live sound mixing and mastering, and I've done that enough to where honestly I could do stage management. I've never done it, but I'm pretty confident I could manage a tour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not a major tour, with like semis and shit, but like an indie startup tour, I could totally put together and organize a tour. Like I'm just trying to basically build my value, and my goal is to just eventually get to where I can, throughout my video work, marketing work, promotion, mixing, just all the stuff put together that I'm into. Basically, I'm just trying to find ways to monetize the things I enjoy, so I can stop working for the man.
Nah,
Alone.
I feel that.
But it's not really about sticking it to the man or anything like that. I'm just making jokes. It's really just about what I was talking about earlier. I can't really enjoy working for someone else when I'd rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I wasn't gonna take it no other way.
Yeah, and I think it's dope that people like I'm not trying to shame, like, I work at a pizza place. It kind of sounds bad when I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just don't mean to like.
There's nothing wrong with other people being okay with what they're doing.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think everybody should be like super. I don't know. Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
all good.
I
We know what you mean.
yeah, because I also find myself in that predicament a lot, especially when I'm talking to my friends, because they all work regular jobs and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I could never, like, I don't know how, like, if their boss talks to them crazy, like, they literally can't do anything because they need that job. Me? Fuck you, I'm leaving. Fuck this job. I'll go get another fucking job. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know.
yeah, and I don't know. It just it's weird, but it's like you don't want people to be like, "Oh, you're egotistical" or anything like that. And it's like I'm not. I would just rather work for myself. It's okay that you're okay working for someone, but I'm just not.
I get a lot of disconnect with people because I tend to like come off as condescending to people.
Yeah,
like, and like I actually do it subconsciously when I look back on it. I'm like, shit, I actually do. Like,
yeah, but it's like there's no real intent to be that way. It's just
exactly.
You
It's
talk
not like that at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm jealous, honestly.
Maybe we're assholes. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Usually the boss is a fucking asshole too. They're really nice to you in person, but they'll fucking fire you without telling you.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, so you really never know.
I've actually developed, now that I think back on it, I've developed some really invaluable skills working at the pizza place as long as I have, and like just working for a small business.
I think customer service is.
Yeah, I have developed little to no customer service skills, but I have developed just like tolerance for. They don't put me with customers because they know that.
Yeah.
You shut that down quick. That's funny.
No, just like I've told Gianni, I'm like, listen, man, I'm not gonna be disrespected for $10.50 an hour.
Yeah.
I will launch their fucking pizza out into their yard and tell them to go fetch and walk away.
Yeah.
People disrespect our delivery drivers a lot, and they come back and tell us stories. I'm like, dude, like,
Yeah.
I would fucking snap on some of these people who tell me this shit. Like, if they did that to me, bro, bro, they'd be calling Gianni and complaining. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Not me, because it would not be good.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Don't disrespect me. You're not better. You need me because you need this fucking food, bitch. Like.
And I feel bad for Gianni because really, from as a boss perspective, you do want your employees like to like, be able to have what's it called?
A console or no?
You have to be able to withhold.
Yeah.
And, like
restraint.
Yeah, restraint. That's what I'm looking for. You have to be able to show restraint when you're doing jobs like that, and like, thankfully, they place me in positions where I don't have to really worry about it.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad you're able to keep your job.
Yeah. Shout out Gianni.
Yeah.
Gianni's Pizza in Pittsfield.
Coming in clutch.
Honestly, he works with like a lot of the stuff I do wouldn't be possible without him, to be honest, because he's really flexible with my schedule and allows me to go work those shows. Sometimes I'm gone for like 5-day long stints, and he's always there to like work with me on my scheduling.
That's awesome. That's
the type of boss we need more of that understands that.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy in that regard. He's really helpful with that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Support your local businesses.
Yeah, for real though.
100%. Dude, I actually just went through my Linktree today, and like I made like 10 editions just on the bottom of it of a bunch of local things. Just I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, they might click on the motherfuckers. You never know.
Right?
You never know.
Affiliates, stuff that I support, it's all on my Linktree now.
Yeah, and all of Paul's information will be in the bio as far as the social media or his contact if you need mixing and mastering or a video shoot. We can send you the prices and stuff like that. I think our partnership is going pretty well. I feel
great.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
Super excited. That video recap was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'll even post that down there, or I guess that's only on Snapchat so far, but I guess I'll get that posted. Oh, it's on Instagram. It's on Instagram.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah. He made that. It did turn out really well. I can't wait to get that back and just other things. Like I'm really looking forward to what this year has in store because I found someone who works as much as I do. So it's really dope to just be like, hey, can you knock this out for me? Yeah, no problem. That's really dope to have. So I really do appreciate everything you've done. And I appreciate you.
I've been lacking lately. I need to speed it up on those videos.
Hey, no, you're good, man. Like, you're good, man. Yeah. No, yeah. The last two.
I went through a stint there for a couple years where I really overworked myself. I was like, I'm not happy unless I'm grinding. I have to grind, and I like really fucking ran myself into the ground. So I'm just like really cautious with burnout these days. I'm like, if I'm not within reason, if I'm not feeling it, I try not to like force myself to do shit.
No, that's good. Like take your time. Still give yourself deadlines, but take your time too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
But
don't ever overwork your mental. That's not healthy.
Yeah,
exactly. I told James that he doesn't listen.
I went like a year where I was getting like 4 hours of sleep a night, and it was like I started reading into that, and I was like, "Oh, is that what you're doing, Drew?"
For the most part, yeah. Between school and everything else, yeah.
Have you looked into the long-term effects of not getting enough sleep?
I mean, I try to now, bro. I usually try to be in bed by 11, you know. Yeah. But even then, I like be in bed working on shit, so or just pondering ideas.
I got to the point where I honestly couldn't sleep a lot. Like I would just wake up 5 hours after like just my body was on that routine. 5 hours of sleep is just all I got. And then I started looking into it. The long-term health effects of not getting enough sleep are pretty fucked up. So I was like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm 25 or whatever. You know, if I live to be 100, I'll be fucking lucky, and that's so I'm like a quarter of the way to that. You know, I better treat my body good from here on out.
Yeah.
Amen.
I feel that.
So I try to get more sleep than I used to, just because I want to be able to like see shit and
yeah.
be old and cool and not old and like.
No one wants to move on to the next life, so I feel that.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that. Marcellus, you got.
I want to live a long and prosperous life, and I want to feel good doing it. So I try to treat my body well. I say that, and I just ate Taco Bell twice yesterday. But I do try really hard, and I think I'm pretty happy with myself for as much as I try, at least.
No, that's good. That's good, man.
Oh. What would you like to say, though, James?
Yeah, Marcellus, you got any other questions for Paul while we got him?
No, just that I'm happy that he joined the team. Very good new addition to the Good Vibes,
Yeah.
No more questions. You?
No, I'm good. Paul, if you want to like drop your socials or anything real fast, let the people know where they can follow you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I need to get better at that, but my Instagram is Wormhole Media. Twitter is the Wilbatron. That was my old Dubstep moniker / gaming moniker. Come up with
these names is what I want to know.
Okay, so the Wilbatron thing, that's a good question. People have always made plays on my name, like my last name is Will Be.
Right.
Will Be. So people say you will be doing this, will be doing that, and just people have always made funny names. Wildebeest was pretty common, and so I was working on a pig farm at the time. This was the job where I was making the most money I think I've ever made in my life. Actually, it's actually not the worst job I've ever had. It was pretty fun. I like working with animals, even if it's just dumb pigs. But I worked with this super hilarious guy named Perry Bonds, and one day Perry called me Wilbatron. I was like, that's fucking hilarious, bro. That's one I've never heard, and I've heard a lot of them. And so I started using that as like my gaming name online, like my gamer tag and stuff. And then just like whenever I started uploading dubstep to SoundCloud, it was under Wilbatron.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the Wormhole? Where did that from?
Okay, so I spent a fucking shitload of time trying to think of a name, and I came up with this name because I really like metaphysics and space and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so if you look at an image of a wormhole, this is like the plane of time and space. Right. Instead of going all the way around, the wormhole cuts straight through.
Right.
So here's where you start your artist journey. You usually go all the way around here, unless you go through Wormhole Media.
Respect.
Cut right through.
That's hard.
Respect.
You get everything you need right here. You just cut through all the bullshit right to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, I didn't think about that. All
right. No, that's what's up. But, alright, I think that'd do it for this kickback. I'm James.
I'm Marcellus.
And this is the Kickback. Peace.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey yo, it's J.O. on the beat.